Christine Cook from Icy Property Solutions, representing What to Renovate. I'd like to take you through a kitchen that I've looking at in this property, what to look out for when you're perhaps considering making a purchase on your next investment. In this particular case, the stove and oven, as you can see, are very outdated. Underneath you've got some cupboards. Now the problem you have, of course, if you remove this stove is that you're going to need to replace the cupboards and a bench top to fit it in nicely. But what you could possibly look at doing is replace it with a freestanding stove. That would be quite cost effective, and beside it consider putting in a dishwasher. You may need to remove this part of the bench, but I don't see any dramas with chopping it off up the side there and keeping it straight. That would fill that gap in quite nicely. Also, you'd want to replace your range hood as above too and keep that in sync with the stove and oven that you choose. Moving on over to the sink, this one in particular is in actually quite good condition. You want to look out for things like rust marks, a lot of mould and mildew along the back here. There is a bit in this particular case. You want to check for any leaks underneath. Can't see any evidence of water leaks, swelling in the wood or anything like that, so that's a good sign. You want to look at things like your water pressure as well. Good water pressure in this case. No brown running water too, because that's a sign that you may need to replace your hot water service if you've got that. The sink also drains away fine, so we're not sort of sitting there with any plumbing issues in that concern. To help modernise your kitchen, have a look at the condition of your cupboards first of all. These are in good condition. Wouldn't need to replace the carcass in these. If you replace the carcass, that's going to cost you a lot more money. You could be saving a few $1,000s by just replacing door handles or doors, cupboard doors, or painting them. In some cases you could get away with that. I would replace all door handles to modernise. And bench tops, you could replace this bench top, depends how far you want to go, how much you want to modernise. This one you could get away with, it's in decent condition. Another big ticket item in your kitchen that you want to sort out is your splashback. If you've got some tiles that are just outdated but are in good condition, they're not cracked in any way, and they're of, the one sort of surface, not like this one. As you can see, it's a different textured pattern. If it was like this, you could consider respraying the whole tile. But in this situation, the way it is, you would want to replace all that tiling. The walls, you could just give a good coat of paint. Really, make sure you fill in all your holes with your walls. Absolutely. Skirting is something else to look at. In this particular case, we don't really have much of a skirting board here. As you can see, it's really just a bit of plywood put down. That's easily removed. If you had traditional skirting, it's a little tougher to remove, but in most cases you probably wouldn't need to. You'd just repaint over it anyway. The ceiling, in this particular case, I don't see that a coat of paint's really going to help in this situation. You want to probably replace the ceiling here altogether. Another thing to consider is replacing your lighting. You want a modern look, absolutely, but also when you do replace it, remember that there's nothing worse than trying to work at your bench and it's all in shade, it's all dark, or worse, you've got your back to the light and there's just shadowing and it drives you nuts trying to cook anything, or prepare any food. So do consider that. You may have to look at doing a couple of lights or some down lights. Power points is something else. Obviously you want to make sure you've got adequate power points, but these, and certainly in these ones, you'd want to replace them. Okay, down to the flooring. We'd want some flooring that's going to flow through to the next area. So be consistent where you can, so whether it be dining or a living area, make sure it's something that will go right through. So before you buy your next property, download the app, What to Renovate. It's WOT, number 2, renovate.